you, John, for taking the time, a busy time of year. And I love being described as a hybrid. Wow. That's really lovely. And thank you also to Benjamin for opening up his space, and his kitchen and his heart to the idea of us doing a collaborative project together. It's been a wonderful learning experience, especially for me. I learned today that apparently this is the way to do your kabaya. And it is a really nice also to have this event in Ben's beautiful shop house, which is some 100+ years old. It's a wonderful environment in which to do a collaboration of this kind together. I'd like to also thank all of you for taking the time to come here tonight, and it is also my pleasure to thank those who supported my recent art residency to Japan. I did a Kickstarter, and thanks to the generosity of so many of you here, I was able to spend 5 weeks learning Japanese woodblock and at an advanced level. So with 5 other international artists, it was an amazing experience to know that other people are as crazy as me about digging into wood, and we were located right next to Mount Fuji. So it was a very inspirational, very special 5 weeks away from my children and a real focus on what I like to do best, which is creating art. I'd also like to thank friends from the Business Women's group. Business Women is a group I'm part of here in Singapore, and Michelle McFarlane here in Pink has, and Jean as well, have been long-time supporters of mine. There are also members here from the Peranakan Association, also Peranakan Material Culture Facebook group, Northern here. Many of these groups have been really vital in a lot of my research and understanding of Peranakan culture over the years. Look at Brown Cemetery, the brownies there have also been very helpful, thank you so much. And family and friends and supporters who have helped me along my journey here. I am really pleased to be doing an exhibition so close to the Peranakan Museum, which is my favourite boutique museum in Singapore. I send everybody there. Although I'm no longer a museum volunteer there, I certainly do my bit to generate interest in the museum. John kindly spoke about my Peranakan connection. I'd also like to mention my connection with Japan. I often get people asking me, are you part Japanese, or do you have some kind of Japanese background? The answer is no. But I am a fluent speaker of Japanese, and that comes from a childhood stint there. So as a kindergarten student, I was based in Japan for a year, and it was at that time that I started flipping through my parents' books on ukiyo-e, Japanese woodblock prints. So I would see these books and also the prints. And that started off a lifelong interest in Japan and in Japanese woodblock printing. When I was in high school, I spent another year there, immersed, learning the language. My host family didn't speak any English, so it was a matter of reading the dictionary for the first 3 months till the tap started to flow, so to speak. Later on, I went to Japan again in university, and there I studied with Akira Kurosaki, who's a famous Japanese woodblock artist. But during all that time, during all that connection with Japan, part of me was also thinking, my father kind of looks like a Chinese. He's from Singapore. Every 2 or 3 years he used to take me here. We'd go around Satay Club, HDB concrete playgrounds, the slippery slides. Those are memories I have of a child in Singapore. But it got to the stage where basically I turned 30 and thought, I need to find out my other side. I've been living in Australia and Japan all my life, but I really want to connect back to Singapore. So I strongly encouraged my husband to move here. Thank you, Jeff. And with my 8-month-old, started a new life here in Singapore. And at first, where am I up to now? Okay. So trekking around Singapore, like many newcomers here, I was amazed to see these beautiful tiles that you see on many of the shop houses. I thought, oh, how wonderful, how nice, how pretty. And then, in 1 year after I came, my Singaporean uncle rang me up and said, oh, we need to go to the cemetery, we've got some stuff to do. And so my father happened to be in town visiting me. So we went to Bukit Brown Cemetery in the pouring rain to exhume my great-grandfather and his brother. So there we had the Taoist priest doing his chanting, and then afterwards the graveyard caretakers doing the digging, and then we exhumed the remains of these two family members. So that was quite a sort of memorable, if not slightly shocking experience, but it introduced me to Bukit Brown Cemetery. And with the help of many history buffs and volunteers, I managed to find out that actually I have both Peranakan and Hokkien relatives still hanging out there. So I've been visiting and seeing their graves and seeing many of the beautiful tiles that are actually on the graves there. Also around other parts of Singapore, 42 Club Street is where my great-grandfather used to have his office. Also there, beautiful tiles. And then a history friend led me to a temple on Cantonment Road called Nine Dragon Hall. This was actually established partly by my great-grandfather, whose name is on the wall, along with Lim Boon Keng and quite a lot of other movers and shakers at the time. So built in 1928, Hokkien temple, full of what we would call Peranakan tiles. So I felt like that the tiles were not only beautiful, but they're actually like a connection, a symbol of history, a symbol of my personal heritage. So that was a really interesting time. As you'll see today, my work has sort of 2 or 3 different types. They are all like my children. They all speak sort of a different language. So on the right here, a lot of the work has peculiar names, as you might see. So the black and white one there, with the sort of in portrait style, this is called Pineapple King. This refers to Lim Nee Soon, who was a famous mover and shaker and a plantation owner of pineapples. And he contributed a lot to Singapore society. And the same name as me. So, in fact, I was tasked to research him. Yeah. Well, I've seen his grave at the museum. There's kind of a rumour in my family that I may be related to him, but maybe do a DNA test one day, who knows. And next to it, the work, also in black and white yellow, this is called Baba Nonya Love Story. So I created this imagining that in the old days, as the potential suitor entered the front of the shop house to talk to the father, maybe the girls were behind the lattice screen, peeping out at who would be their future husband. So Baba Nonya Love Story. So in closing, I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time at this busy time of year to come out and see me. Now, if you are into, like I am, treasuring and respecting Singapore's cultural and heritage, I'm sure you'll find something in my works, they range from $50 upwards, that would suit you. And if you're wanting something really special to decorate your home and give you a link to Singapore, especially Peranakan culture, many of my works say that as well. I also take on projects and commissions, so if you're an interior designer or architect, please come and talk to me. But tonight also there'll be, for all purchases made tonight, there'll be 10% off as well, as a thank you for coming out. And John, I'd like to give you a little token of my appreciation. Ben and I both would. This is called Diamond Arabesque, and this is influenced by Islamic heritage in Singapore. So thank you so much.